So the gold third members. When thinking about the gold third members, I think that there's mainly three categories that really dictate how you would rank them. One, how familiar you are with their company. Well, at least that's for that one goes for everyone. The other two may be strictly for me. The relationship with their respective CPU, and here is a quality that's not just important for the gold third members, but also my character rankings in a whole. And I think you could kind of, well, maybe not, how selfless they are. Okay. Now, so going off of that, let me first say what I thought about the gold third members overall. I thought they were a lot better than the make your characters before, because they were characters that weren't CPUs, but they felt like they could they were characters who could compete with the CPUs, so therefore when they did certain things like save the CPUs or fight them, it was more believable, and they had a huge purpose in the story, and you got whole arcs to get to know their characters and things like that and see their relationships. So I think that was done a lot better than some of the make your characters in the past games. So that was good. I also just liked you didn't get to really use them in the G art, but as of this moment I'll say that as of this moment I have used them, so I do know how they play, and they're fun to use. They're pretty fun to use. So yeah. Anywho, let's start off with, I'll rank them from my least favorite to my most favorite, and I'll give reasons why. So I'll start, but let me say this also. I was under the impression that the gold third members, there was a clear-cut ranking in the community of them. And that's probably because there were some people who were more vocal than others. I'm looking at it now, and I'm looking at the particular people who said their rankings early. And yeah, I'm almost positive that that's the case. And that was an error on my part, and I do apologize for that. But so, because I've seen all completely different rankings, all across the board. So I can't really tell if there's a clear-cut favorite or not. But anyways, on to mine. And the last place is going to be K-Sha. Now, it's not because, I'm gonna be civil about this, don't worry. With K-Sha, I initially didn't have a problem with her character, right? I'm not familiar with Konami. See, that's one thing, alright? So, people who felt attachment, I've seen people, it really seems like people love and hate the characters for the same reason. For me, I didn't know her company, so that wasn't a deciding factor in me. Then you look at their respective relationship with their CPU. I liked initially her relationship with Noir, but then when she went Yandere, see, Yandere is just for me. Yandere's scary, I've said it before, but Yandere's are kind of like your worst enemy in a sense. They literally attack everyone you love. And I think this is a part of an interpretation of how much M affected K-Sha. And, it's kind of, it really is up for debate. You can make arguments on both sides, but what I worry about K-Sha's alteration is that we could see K-Sha's descent into her yandere form, in a sense. It wasn't just, a snap of the fingers and poof. It was M giving her dreams and talking to her and things like that. So it could be actual trauma that was done to her, but something that's not exactly gone. Now, I do feel bad for K-Sha's backstory. There is, she does get sympathy from me for that. And as far as, what was the last how selfless they are, right? She did put aside her own feelings for Uni and try to save her. But I don't know. I'm on the fence with K-Sha, and that's why she's at the bottom for me, at least. It's probably in a large amount to the yandere part, even though it may not be her fault. it still seems like she retains that aspect, especially after, things she did at the G arc. It just, you gotta watch K-Sha, and that's why she's at the bottom for me. Coming up next, you have S-Sha. Now, S-Sha, she's not interested in a lot of things, all right? And I'll start from the selfless aspect. Not K-Sha. S-Sha only seems to care about E-Sha. And for me, when she was trying to sacrifice 1 million pigs, I said that's the most important quality, like how selfless a character is. That seemed very selfish to me, and I got a little salty about that. I was like, no, you're not gonna. What if you had friends and family with those 1 million pigs, and she was just trying to save one per? No, that wasn't cool to me. That wasn't cool to me. Also, her relationship with Vert, non-existent. So, there's that. But I am familiar with Square Enix. I loved a lot of the games that they put in. And so that did boost her ranking up a bit, I think. And when it comes, right now, she just seems like she's just there. Whereas K-Sha could actually do some, well, I just think that brings her a little bit above K-Sha, but not much. But yeah, so that's why S-Sha is currently in that ranking. And not really much to say. She's just not interested. Next you have, and this one is a toss-up, honestly, because these two are very close. And even now, I'm still not completely sure about how I want to rank them. But I think I'm going to have to go with B-Sha as second, which is, I thought she would be the one I hate the most, honestly. But a couple of things happened. One, B-Sha seems to be, despite her obsession with money, she has aspects of being a selfless person, right? She wants to be a hero to the children, and she was helping out at that lady's shop, not even charging her anything. And she didn't want to. Here's one thing that I was mentioning, why I mentioned the whole selfless part about the Gold Thread members. They were taking over the nations of the CPUs. And that tends to, I don't know about you guys, but I was a little salty at all four of them. And I was like, all right, you have to make me like you in order for, in order for me to feel like, what you did was forgiven. Because even though it was an accident and they didn't mean to, it still left a bad taste in my mouth. But B-Sha, when she apologized to Neptune, she was just like, no, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do this. That got to me. And also in real life, Bandai Namco recently did something that made it seem like they realized they were being a little bit money grubbing, and they were willing to, they were cool with me in real life. And I was like, okay, well, I do like a lot of the games Bandai Namco has put out, and I've had some fantastic times. So I can't deny that, and I do like the fact that B-Sha is, in a sense, another Neptune. It's just the money thing. That's really my only problem with B-Sha, is the money thing, and so that's what made her actually, put her in this spot, because that's kind of a big thing. It's a toss-up between if she's selfless or selfish. But then she went on ahead and said she owed Neptune a bigger debt than she could pay off. Then she could. It was just, she's had some nice moments. Now, I think that in the next spot you have C-Sha, and with C-Sha, it kind of I think in a sense she met all three of these really. For example, when she had a part of her that was not pretty much not under her control, with the whole fog coming out of her and turning to delusional monsters. I mean, I think any one of the Gold Thread members would have done this to avoid, the public being hurt. But how she would, go out and hunt them down, and then how when Asnalev told her to kill Blonde, that she didn't. You know, she was making up excuses and things like that. And I really do like her relationship with Blonde. I think out of all 4 of the CPUs, I feel like C-Sha's relationship with Blonde is what Vert's relationship with Blonde should have been, right? It's not necessarily a teasing. It's more like she just is like a friend, you know? C-Sha acts like a friend. She does stuff, but it's not like, you know, taking shots at Blonde's actual character. It's just, you know, it's banter, really. Like, she's just saying, like, we're the golden pair. That's a term of endearment. She's saying, like, I like being with you. It gets on Blonde's nerves, but, you know, it's still, I like that. I like that aspect of him. And also, I'm very, the Mega Man games, like, let's not get into it. And I really wanted to, I have not played the Monster Hunter games. I'm familiar with them, but I really wanted to. I just don't have the money right now. But, I tell you, when I played my Mega Man and Bass, if you guys haven't played that game, I played it when I was a little kid and I figured out how the patterns worked and everything, and that game was such a rewarding game to finish. But anyways, so yeah, so that's, I think, what put C-Sha above for me. The only thing that I wouldn't like about C-Sha is that she seemed to be like, didn't have faith in the people, but that was again because of M's influence. So it really is up for debate as far as, you know, how much it was, but clearly she loved the city and things like that. So yeah. Now, but that's not all of them. In first place, if you guys notice, I didn't actually say what place the gold third members were. In first place is S-Sha. And why? Well, like I said before, my #1 quality is how selfless a person is. S-Sha gave up her body to save S-Sha. That pretty much tops what everybody else did as far as selfishness. And like, well, I mean, as far as the other qualities go, that doesn't really affect, because S-Sha, I mean, she's a part of S-Sha, so I am still familiar with the company, you know, Square Enix. But I really just like S-Sha's personality. She didn't, and I think a big part is that S-Sha wasn't responsible in any way. She didn't take any part in the CPU's defeat and therefore taking over the nation. If anything, she probably would have tried to stop them, knowing her. And she really balances out S-Sha. She kind of keeps, like when Nepgear had to ask her, hey, well, oh wait, you guys don't know that yet. Or you might, but it's in the next arc. I'm not gonna say that, but yeah, I really like S-Sha. It's probably because she hasn't had the chance to do something that make me not like her, but the more selfless you are, the more I like you. That makes a huge difference. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on the gold third. K-Sha would be 5th, then S-Sha would be 4th, B-Sha would be 3rd, C-Sha would be 2nd, and S-Sha would be 1st. And I said it before, didn't I, how C-Sha was my favorite. I didn't know S-Sha existed, but C-Sha was my favorite. It like just, well, I'm not gonna get to that. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I already know yours since you guys did your whole ranking, but please be free to explain more about why you like the gold third members and things like that in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time.